All right, got another video here for y'all. This time we are gonna vinyl fish the fiber into the attic, and then we are gonna drop it down that on cue panel right there in the master bedroom closet. First of all, set up the ladder like that. Next thing, you're gonna want a vinyl tool like that with a little screwdriver. There's the little holes at the bottom of the vinyl. You're gonna put your little screwdriver in there, kind of twist it up like that. Put your vinyl tool in there, and so you can get that hook on there, and then like that you can pull that vinyl off just like that. There's a nail right there to the right, that's why it wasn't coming off. But next here, just push the fish stick up behind the vinyl all the way up until it's up in the attic. Sometimes you have to drill through a little piece of wood that's there in order to get it through. This time I didn't have to do that. Here, this is where the panel is. It's about 2 hand lengths from the left of that wall. So here, went up in the attic, there's the fish stick right there. So I'm gonna have to, unfortunately, crawl my way in there, kind of get that fish stick out of there. I did run it behind that electrical line there, just pushed it all the way down to there. And so now every time you pull this through the fiber like this, that little corner right there with those, where those studs meet, sometimes the fiber can get pinched right there. So what I did, I just pulled a bunch of slack into the attic there so it wouldn't get pinched right at that corner. Keep pulling the fiber through, kind of just shove it down into the attic to where you need it to be. So there, I pulled it all the way to where I need to go at. And right there where all those coax lines and all those yellow cat 6 lines go down at, that's where the panel is. So the stud is in between those two 2x4s there. That right there is that top plate for the closet. So it means the corner is about right there where I got my bit at. Then going to measure 2 hand lengths. So we're going to go about right there. The drilling here, I think I moved over a couple more inches, but here just want to drill down. Again, like with the crawl space, kind of same thing here on the top plate. As soon as you drill through right there, you want to stop, and just in case there's something under it, you won't hit it. Here, just push the fish stick down, and here I'm bouncing it up and down. I can feel it hitting the top of the panel. So you can tell by the way it sounds and the way it feels that you're at the panel. And then that just went through those 2 holes in the panel. Leave a little bit of slack up in the attic. Here had a little bit of extra slack. There's no problem. We're going to pull that down from the outside. There's the fish stick there. Bingo. And here, just going to put a fiber jack with the quick connect on there. Put that plate on there. Leave that right there. Here, pull all that slack out. And now we got to pop this vinyl open so we can finish the vinyl fish. From here, you kind of just want to push the fiber behind the vinyl and then pull it down. Make sure it doesn't get kinked up behind there at all. So here, kind of just pulling it, checking it, make sure there's no loops or kinks. I'm going to put that top piece back up with that vinyl tool. We don't need to get up there again. Here, you're going to take this nid off. Got to be careful every time you're working in the nid that you don't mess up that splice that's inside. Here, making a hole through the back of that nid, and then going to make a hole right there, same spot on the vinyl. Here, going to pop all the vinyl off, pop that piece off, pop that piece off, and then that bottom piece, and then kind of just feed your fiber behind the vinyl. It's pretty simple. Just make sure it doesn't get kinked up or looped up or stuck on anything when you're running it behind the vinyl there, but kind of just keep pulling it there. And from here, just going to feed it up that hole that we drilled through the vinyl. Again, I just use a 1/2 inch bit. That's all we need whenever I'm running fiber only. From here, just want to put all that vinyl back since we already fished it. So put that top piece back, all the other pieces back. Here I'm just putting silicone on that little hole, feed it through the back of the nid here, and pull it through. Again, make sure there's no kinks at all because you don't want to have to run the whole fiber all over again. Put them screws back on there, and from here, that's what it looks like right there. And you just gotta coil up the fiber and put that quick connect on there. And I did put a good bit of silicone in that hole right there. You don't want anything getting in there. And that's pretty much it for that. That's what it looks like once you close it up. It looks like we weren't even there. And I gotta check the signal inside. Outside was negative 15.6, inside negative 16.5. Last thing, we just got to pin test that Cat 5 line going from the panel to the living room. Right there, pin test passed. So we just got to connect that to the ONT, put the router modem in. That's that jack right there going to that router. And that's pretty much it. From here, just check the speeds, make sure everything connects. And that's it.